Hi everyone, this is Ryan V with Practical Forex Trading. This is your Euro US dollar weekly analysis. So the Euro dollar. The date is February 2nd, 2020. Okay, so this week in the Euro, my sentiment is I'm feeling very bullish. Now I want to explain this chart here. Now this is a multi-year downtrend for the Euro, which is important to note. But really, in the short term, I think we could see the euro going up for a while based on recent actions. So I do want to reference that, since 2007, the euro's been in a downtrend, but I think we might see some short-term bullish action. So let's talk about why. So here we go. All starts here. This is the weekly chart, and we see this last weekly candle. Let me resize this. Okay. This last weekly candle really engulfed the price action in this week engulfed the bearish candle of the last week. We had some very bearish action, but then we had a legit turnaround. Price stopped at this $1.10 mark, did not go beyond it, and stamped out a new bottom, pushed up, and then closed above the body of last week's candle. And that itself is very significant. So let's go ahead and zoom in on the daily. And there we go. That's a super bullish candle. And how I mean is, I don't even really see a wick of a candle. Price just ramped up all day long and went all the way back to this last little minor support and resistance level, broke back above it. Let's look at that. So if we think about this as more of a minor support and resistance, right? So it's what I mean by minor is it's been important, but just for a short amount of time in the last few months. Where this line, this $1.10 line's been important for a long time back historically. But we just think about this, even if we think about that as a major in a zone, right? Price just moved out. After bouncing around it for a while, price moved back above it. So if we're thinking of kind of like support and resistance as a tabletop, prices move back above the table. And now we'll should see it make moves for the next part of the range, which is this $1.22 mark. Sorry, $1.12 mark. So about a good 2 cents, about a good 200 pips. So let's look about what kind of resistance might be ahead, though, too. So here we go. So even though the euro's been on this big downtrend, and recent European data hasn't been great, it looks like price still wants to come back up and test this ceiling. That would still be in line with this multi-year downtrend on a parallel trend channel basis. So that I could see that being very feasible. Let's go ahead and get granular for this week's action. All right. So I didn't do pivot points in this chart, but I think if we were to do pivot points, they would really align with our support and resistance pretty well. So here we see some short-term price action. I don't think price is going to go below this 1070 marker. Really don't. I think it's just going to keep continuing. Make sure you check out our U.S. dollar weekly analysis for this week, and you'll see that the U.S. dollar is tanking hard. So price broke above this. It's very, very bullish right now. Broke this hourly downtrend that been going on for a couple weeks there. If prices kind of goes sideways for a bit, even better. That means this is going to gain more momentum for the uptrend. All the last, I've been selling euros for weeks, and finally, when price did turn around, it was a little bit of a shocker. I was like, wait, what's going on? I think price is about to go up. It was right here on Friday, when price started to eke above that last peak, I was like, wait a minute. So we see price moving well ahead of the 24-hour moving average. And let's go back to the daily. So price is just kind of testing the bottom of this 20 moving average. So as long as price continues and stays above, which I do believe, I am very bullish. My sentiment is bullish on euro. It's right at the point where it could be a little bit mixed, but there was just so much momentum in these candles Friday versus the U.S. dollar that I've learned I don't want, I'm not going to get in the way of something with that much momentum. uh, so here's our ascending trend line. Looks like price could, as long as price stays above this 11 mark. So I'm gonna put my stops back here about 1060. That'll be my stop losses for the euro. Let's go ahead and add our 50. Now price still is below this 50 period moving average. So that's the first, maybe not necessarily bullish thing we've seen. Let's go ahead and add our low. Oh, that's why. Okay, and there's our 200-day moving average. So price still moving below it. We could see a little resistance here around the 1120 mark. If we were to look at the 4-hour, we see that price, as long as price stays above this line here, we should see the bulls continue. Looks like we'll see a little bit of resistance at this $1.11 mark. Right about here. But if price then continues in this box while the moving averages cross over, once again, still very bullish with targets for $1.12, putting my stops at 1060 because that would negate the uptrend and be below this shelf of support at the 1080 level. All right, good luck everyone trading this week. Hope you make lots of pips, and we'll talk soon.